welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us on this quick presentation about sliding gate operators. Today, we're going to be talking about basically about the group presentation. We're going to speak about CAM America, our office here in Miami. We're going to show you the sliding gate operator family that we currently have, and then we're just going to have a brief description of each one of them. Let's talk about the group presentation. Basically, you already know the brand. You know that Kame is an automation company dedicated to design the automations around the human being, because the idea of these automations is to make our life easier and secure. We always, as you all know, we always try to be a step ahead of the competition and a step ahead of everybody else. For this reason, we have several brands that combine to become what Kame Group is. So having these different product lines, we can actually be in three different sectors, which is residential, commercial, and urban sectors. The Kame Group is structured in this way, where we have Kame, which is the parent company, followed by Kame or Kame BT, which is our intercom and video entry system company. We also have Kame or Baco, which is dedicated to the design of perimeter security, or bowlers, where we have high security bowlers and even bowlers for decoration. Kame Parker is our division specialized on designing and building parking systems. Also, Kame Go for our manufacturing of garage doors and sectional doors for residential as well as industrials. And last but not least, we have Kame Ozark, which has become, has joined the family to actually increase our product, our turnstile product line on an amazing way. So we have our portfolio has grown a big time with the acquisition of Kame Ozark, but also we are including a new set of bowlers as well as road blockers. Just to give you a brief, just a few key dates on the Kame history, we have the creation of Kame in 1972, creation of Kame Service, and we have been acquiring different companies from 2004 up to 2019 with the acquisition of Kame Ozark. And then our network globally, we're Kame headquarters is located in Treviso, Italy. We have about 1,700 employees around the world, 7 factories, also in different parts of the world, which are located in Italy, United Kingdom, France, Spain, and Turkey. And, more or less about 480 partners around the world. Again, since we have different type of products, we are able to have to be positioned on residential solutions, business solutions, as well as urban. And now, talking a little bit about Kame Americas, we are located about, I want to say about 30 to 35 minutes north of Miami Airport, depending on traffic, of course. From this office, we do take care of North America, being Canada and the United States. We take care of the Caribbean, Central America, with the exception of Mexico, where we have a full operational subsidiary. We also take care of the northern part of South America, which includes Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, and Suriname. And Brazil, we actually have a fully operational subsidiary, so we don't take care of that subsidiary as well. From here, we actually provide service support, and we do have a 12,000 up to 10,000 square foot warehouse, where we not only include stock for brand new equipment, but also for spare parts. And now, basically, we're just showing you really quick a series of symbols that you're going to see along the way in this presentation, just basically indicating what type of features this operator have. I will show you this. I will explain each one of them briefly. Now, let's talk about our sliding gates. Let me show you the model that we have. Actually, not yet. Let's talk about basically for the applications, for the applications of a sliding gate, we have the sliding gates right or left. They're actually going to go from left to right or right to left, depending on the way the gate manufacturer has made it with our gate operators. We can actually open either way. That's not a problem. Preparation, where we have actually two gates in front of each other, and they will respond to only one command and one command only for a complete opening or for a complete close. And also, we have the option to install a safety feature, safety devices, and they will actually respond to only one command as well. And last but not least, the industrial application, where we have, we have a couple of type of operators that will move gates with big dimensions, huge dimensions, just like the one we show in the picture. Sliding gate operators are family. We're going to be showing you the features of a BXP operator, BKV, and BY3500. Those are the operators that we're going to be talking about today. Let's start with the BX family. The BX family is a redesigned model. For those of you who has worked with Kami before, you know that we used to have a BX family, which looked slightly different, but now we're showing you a redesigned model, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. It's an ideal solution for single home family. I will get into more detail about that feature. We have models that go from 880 pounds to 1760 pounds or 400 kilos and 800 kilos accordingly. So we have two models of this operator. The duty cycle is a 30% in both models. What does it mean, 30% duty cycle? It means that the operator requires a resting time before the following cycle. Let's say, for example, if you have a duty cycle, an opening and closing that takes about a minute, let's just give it take or give about a minute, that operator will require about a minute and 45 seconds before the next 45 seconds before the next cycle. That's why we call duty cycle 30%. So we have to add not only the 100% plus the 70% remaining before the next cycle. That's what we normally calculate the resting time. However, you can do cycles one after another one, but there's a limitation. I will show you that in a few more slides down. The maximum length of the gate is going to be either 14 meters or 45, almost 46 feet length. That's the length that we can manage. We can move with this type of operator. The motorization on these devices is available not only in rack, but also in chain. So we have both options to either rack or chain. And then, as you can see here on the symbols that I showed to you before, this device has been developed to interact with our Kami Connect technology, a technology that allows you to handle the operator at a distance. So you have here the Kami Connect logo is certified on the European standards. It works with encoder, and also we have the ability to install Rio devices, which are photocells, lights, wireless. You can actually install these devices on this operator as well. And then last but not least, we mentioned that we have a seven segment LED display for easy programming. Back in the days, we used to do it with dip switches, and actually we used to jumper different safety features. Today, we don't have to do that. Everything is done via programming on different menus, and that's how we program these devices today. I mean, it's way easier for the installer and way easier for us at the time of doing a troubleshooting the device indicating error, so it's way easier. Now, limits of usage, like I mentioned before, I told you that these operators are at 30% duty cycle, but you can actually perform quite a few opening and closing cycles. Like, for example, right here, so you can do about 10 cycles per hour. The longer the gate, the less cycles you can do with this operator. So we have two temperature lines, and then we have the length, and then we have the number of cycles. This is consecutive cycle graph. You can do actually 10 consecutive opening with a 1.5 meter long gate, and you can do actually about 4 with a 6 meter length gate. So it all depends. We have different parameters here. We have temperature, and we have length of the gate, as well as number of cycles. All right, a few technical data on this. So we have it's an IP44. We have this operator on 120 volt. The 800 kilos, we don't have it in the 400 kilos. We don't have it on 120. but we do have it on 230. And then the motor heat protection is about 150 Celsius degrees. So if it reaches the 150 Celsius, it will shut off and it won't work until it reaches a normal working temperature. BXB family, by far my personal choice. The BXB is an operator that is a solution for single and multi-family residents. This is an operator that we have 4 different type of models. We have the 1320, 1760, 2200 pounds, and 880 pounds, which translate into 400 kilos, 600 kilos, 800 kilos, and 1,000 kilos. So we have 4 different models. These operators, these are DC volt operators, meaning that we can have a battery backup in case of loss of power, and these are designed for intensive use. That's why we can use them, or we recommend this type of operator not only for single but also for multi-family residents, because you can actually operate open, close, open, close, open, close, and the operator won't heat up. Therefore, it's going to keep on working. And then the maximum length of the gate, it will be 14, 18, or 20 meters accordingly. So the length of the gates on the operators. We have an 11 meters per minute. That's the speed of this gate operator. Like I said before, because we have a DC operator, we have the option of adding a battery backup device, so we can work with that. It has an encoder, like you said, it's E over here, an encoder. An encoder is a device that counts revolutions. How many revolutions did it take to achieve, or cycles? How many cycles did it take to achieve a full open? How many cycles, revolutions did it take to achieve a full close? That's what the encoder does. And then we can actually store up to 250 users in this device. In other words, if you have a family, an apartment complex that has 100 residents, you can actually more than welcome to store all those remote controls on the electronics of this board, because you can actually store up to 250 users. You can manage them, you can erase them, you can add them, so you can play with that. And then the control board is located on top of the operator for easier access. We'll continue on the features. We have a lot of features for this operator. We can do a pair connectivity via RC accessory. In other words, we can do a master-slave connection. Remember at the beginning when I mentioned to you that you have pair connection, 2 operators opening with 1 control? That's what we do with this type of operator for the pair connection. Excuse me. This device can work with it's developed to work with the Kame Connect technology, so we can manage this device at the distance, and with we don't have to be at home. We can set an opening and a closing command. In fact, we have a new feature for our technicians that the end user could allow the technician to log into his profile, but only the technician profile, and run tests from diagnose to see what's going on with the operator in case the user is reporting an issue with it. And then let's take a look at the rapid version. We're showing it, you see that right there. It's slightly bigger than the standard version. However, the rapid version reaches a speed of 20 meters per minute, so almost twice as much as the standard version. And also, it's a bigger device, so you have bigger space for bigger batteries if you want to implement the battery backup safety. Let's just take a quick break on the operator. Let's just show you really quick our Kame Connect device. Our Kame Connect device is a device that allows you to control your operator, your automations in the distance. I mean, you don't have to be in home. You can be away. You can be in another country. You can be even in the moon, as long as you have data. You can actually send an opening command, turn off a light. I mean, you can do several things with this automation with the Kame Connect device. It's based on the IoT technology to control our gate operators, gate arms, lights. I mean, you name it. Some of the technical features of our product: IP44. We feed it with 230 to 120. You feed the motor with 24 volts DC. It's a heavy-duty service device. And then the maneuver speed could be anything between 11 or 12 meters per minute. And then speed 1, it will do, the rapid version will do about 20 meters per minute. Let's talk about the BK family, and now we're getting into the industrial type operators. And like I said, the BK is also ideal for industrial type of application. This device is compatible with the Kame Connect technology, compatible with the Rio technology, and also we have a model that is powered via three-phase voltage. This operator, we used to have an old family BK, and it has been redesigned as well. It has been redesigned, not only the outside of the operator, but also the electronic board has been redesigned. This is an AC operator. It's powered via AC voltage. Therefore, we have four models. We have an 800, 1200, 1800, and 2200 kilograms, which translates into 1600, 2400, 3600, and more or less 4400 pounds. That's how heavy the gases these operators can move. The maximum length would be about 20 meters or almost 66 feet of length. Excuse me, I press the wrong button. Let's go back to the BK family. Okie doke. Let's swap this over here. And then BK family, like I said, ideal for industrial applications. New redesigned model, because we used to have a model like this before. That are the four models that we have available, right? So this is the length that we can actually move. Already explained that we have a maximum speed of 10.5 meters on this operator. Maximum speed of 10.5 meters. The motorization on this guy is not only available on rack, but also in chain. So not rack and pinion, but also in chain. So we have a kit that you can convert this operator into a chain-driven device. It's developed to work with the Kame Connect technology, but also can be programmed locally via Kame Key. And it has a seven segment LED for easy programming. This operator is, I'm going to say it's a 50% recycle on this operator. And I'm going to show you here on the technical features. It's a 50% recycle. We have it from 120 and 230 as well. We have different size of gate that we can manage with these guys, with these operators. And again, like I said, this is an AC operator, so we can do, depending on the length of the gate and temperature, as well as temperature and length, we can actually show you the graph. We can do this one is cycle hours. So we could do about 20 degrees Celsius, about 3 meter long. We can do about 50 cycles. So we have fairly common cycles, but fairly often. That's what I meant to say. But of course, if you see higher temperature, the cycle is going to increase dramatically, as you can see over here in the graph. Let's talk about the BKB family. Since I was mentioning that the BK family is only AC power AC operators, our AC operators tend to heat up if you use them too often. That's why we have, for example, the PX is a 30% recycle, and the BK is a 50% recycle. So we had a gap right there, because we had some projects where it required to have a intensive use or a continuous use operator, but we didn't have a solution for it. So the BKB came perfect for that, because the BKB is a solution ideal for industrial installation, right? But it's a high performance operator, so intensive use. It has what we call an adaptive speed and torque technology. The meaning of this is basically the operator will normally monitor the current as well as the time that it takes to open and close the gate. So it will adjust accordingly to guarantee that it's going to pay the same time opening and closing, regardless of the weather conditions that we might have and obstructions that we might have. This operator has actually a graphic display. It's a graphic display that you can read what it's saying. In fact, when you study the operator for the first time, it has a guided menu. It tells you, thank you for purchasing Kame device. Let's help you out setting up the device. Please determine the direct opening direction. Let's do calibration for the AST, the adaptive speed torque technology, and then it will ask you if you wish to enable safety devices, add users, and so forth. So it's a really good device in terms of easiness to install. We have 3 different models available. We have the 1500, 2000, and 2500 kilos, which is about 3300, 4400, and 5500 pounds accordingly. It's actually compatible with the Kame Connect technology. As you can see over here, this operator works with a 36 volt operator. You can actually have a battery backup system in case that you need it. It works with encoder, and it actually is compatible also with the Kame Rio technology. So also one of my favorite operator for the industrial application, because again, is the fact that you can do the intensive use and not being worried about the operator getting hot. Some of the technical features we have, we're showing the IP rating of 54. It's a continuous operation operator, so it's meant to open, close, and you won't have any problem. So the operator, you power up the operator with a 36 volts DC, and the electronics is about 26 volts DC. What else can we say about here? Temperatures of working between -20 and 55, so it's a really good operator. So, and then the speed of this operator should be about 12 meters per minute. And now we're just going to show you our Kame Key. Kame Key is a tool designed to configure your gate operator. Let me just give you an example. Let's say, for example, you have a technician that is working in the field. He actually has installed his motor, and then for some reason it just all of a sudden started raining. You can actually install the Kame Key device into the operator, close the operator, sit in the car, and perform the programming. You can actually send program different parameters. You can send opening, close commands. You can actually do firmware upgrade with this tool. And also you can see error logs. Like they say, for example, a customer calls you, tell you, hey, I'm having an issue with the operator. You can actually, if you don't have the Kame Connect option, you can actually go to the customer side with your Kame Key tool, plug it into the operator, and take a look at the error logs. And that way it's a really good tool in order to find out what is happening with the motor in case you're having issues with the operator. And let's talk about the BY family. The BY family is the operator that has been designed to move gates of up to 3,500 kilos of weight. We're looking at about 7,200 pounds more or less. It's a 3-phase motor as well as 230 volts single phase. It's designed to move gates of 3,500 kilos. The duty cycle of 50%, like I said before, is an AC operator, so we cannot have intensive use on it. However, we can schedule opening and closing according to the resting time that it needs to perform properly. It can move gates up to 23 meters or about 75 feet long. The speed is about 10.5 meters per minute. And some of the technical features of this operator is it can move gates of it could move gates up to a standard is 17, but it can move up to 23 meters long. We have the maximum weight is about 3,500 kilos. Pinion number 6, of course, we're going to have a bigger rack, so we need that. It's an IP of 54, and we're looking at about 14 cycles per hour. And now we're going to share with you some installation samples, so in that way you can look how you have an idea how some of our local installers, or lovely local installers, they're always sending pictures. And in fact, if you have pictures, if you wish us to publish your installations on social media, I will show you at the end of the webinar. I will present to you the marketing email address. So in that way you can share with us your installation, and we'll be more than happy to publish and mention you on the social media pages. So right here we can see a couple of BXB installations. So we have the regular base, some a longer or a bigger base to actually reach the top of the gate, and you can see right here two pieces of aluminum, 2x2, in order to elevate the operator and be able to engage the gate. So we have another gate. We have basically like a platform, right? So we see over here like a platform in order to move this gate. We know exactly who this installer is, and they do this is mainly in Puerto Rico. The reason being is because when it rains, you get all the water over here, and if you leave the operator here, it's gonna be swimming in water. So the installer, what they did, they just built this little platform, and they were able to install the operator here. We have another sample for a BXB. Then we have this platform is even higher than the one before. You see this platform built in order to install this operator in this gate. And then we have see over here an installation for a BKB. Once again, thank you very much for joining us in this webinar today. And then here is the email address for our marketing email address. So in that way, I invite you, I encourage you to share with us your installations and your projects, and we'll be publishing you in our social media and perhaps mentioning you. And why not? Perhaps if you have something, a local project, we even do referrals. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.